Hey y'all, Toad here. Ha! Well, one of I've said this before, but one of the great things about entering contests and whatnot is you get some good ideas for videos, and you also get to support some other channels. And Fubarprotocol. Shoop. Now I have been watching Fubi's videos for a long time, and not only is he a very talented video maker and editor, I can tell you right off the bat, you need to go check out some of his videos just for the talent he shows in making them. God, the guy can edit, and he comes across some awesome stuff. And the fact that Fubar just comes across as just a regular guy, regular American guy who does a good job making good videos on a really good channel. And he is doing a contest, obviously. And his question is pretty much, how do you feel about the Second Amendment and its laws? I think what it actually means is the laws pertaining to limiting or not limiting, whatever the case may be. For me, what do I think of the Second Amendment? To me, that's almost a ridiculous question, because to me in America, the Second Amendment just is. It's like, the sun, the stars, the earth, the water. It just is. In our country, it is simply the way it is. And when you begin to debate it, you're debating the very foundation of what makes the United States a unique and wonderful place to live and grow. What do I feel about it in the Second Amendment in and of itself? Okay. The Second Amendment is an insurance policy, folks. When our founding fathers back in the 1770s were going about the foundation of our nation, these men had a clear understanding of 200 years of Renaissance Europe to go on. These are not foolish people. These were well-read people. These were, of course, there were some lawyers, quite a few. There were also some big landowners and some small landowners. It was a cross-section of some of the best and most educated and successful people, self-made people, in some cases, in many cases actually. The point I'm trying to make is that these were not fools, and these are people who were aware of history. They were aware of European history and how things worked. They were aware of the writings of Locke and some others about individual liberty. And the Second Amendment is there for one reason and one reason only. And I know it's gonna probably torque a few people off, because I noticed that not a lot of people talk about this. The Second Amendment is there as an insurance policy to ensure that no matter what happens, that the elected government will in fact answer to the populace, to the people. We the people. Those people that are described in We the People. Our founding fathers understood that complete tyranny cannot exist if you are governing an armed populace. If the populace always has the means, no matter how bad things get, to defend its nation. That's why if you look at a lot of the oaths that are taken by a policeman in the smallest police force, the newest private in the army, all the way up to the President of the United States, your oath is to defend the Constitution, and to defend that Constitution against all enemies. Ready? Remember this part? Foreign and domestic. That's why it's there, folks. When you allow the argument to get into hunters don't need 30-round magazines, or homeowners don't need 30-round magazines. I got news for you. You've already lost the argument. The person who's debating with you has already destroyed your debate. That's what it's all about. They have to marginalize the debate and marginalize the position in order to make you feel like you're defending some kind of crazy militia. And I got news for you, you're not. You know, I'm not saying you have to go out there and be, you know, an armed anti-government nut. I'm not saying that. But any American who doesn't realize that their Second Amendment is there exactly for that purpose, because each individual in We the People is the ultimate arbiter of the Constitution. You are the person who listens. If you're listening to my voice right now and you're in the United States of America or as a United States citizen, you have the responsibility to be the last line of defense for the U.S. Constitution. You are the defender of the Constitution. And our founding fathers understood that. That is why the Second Amendment is there. It has nothing to do with deer hunting. It has nothing to do with target shooting. It has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with civil law enforcement. It has to do with our founding fathers understood that each individual spoken of in We the People must be allowed and must be given the unalienable right from a power higher than any man or men to be the last and final defender of the United States Constitution. That's it. It's really that simple. Now, me personally, I'm not a big gun collector. In fact, let me show you something. Here's a look inside one of my toolboxes, and this is just screwdrivers. There's probably 70 of them in here. All different types. That's one. And here we have my hammer rack. It's a little messy, but yeah, the way it goes. And you've got framing hammer, brad hammer, a small household hammer, dead blow hammer, a big J-null mallet, a couple of small mallets. There's a ball peen hammer back here, a very small claw hammer. Why am I showing you all this? Well, it's to make a point. Let me get back in the other room and I'll tell you. Okay, we're back in this, back at my desk. Now, why did I show you all those different things? Well, because in my world, whether it be, you know, a screwdriver, screwdrivers like I showed you, or my hammer rack, or, you know, a small group of knives, or even a handgun, these are all tools. I guess the point I'm trying to make, in my world and the way I believe, you know, firearms are tools. They can be used or misused. To regulate them based on what type of tool it is just insane to me. I can't even understand the thinking that because a certain type of person takes a tool and uses it for an illegal purpose, that you limit the tools. It's like, huh? That's absolute pretzel logic to me. I don't get it. Now, there are plenty of laws about knives. There's actually a couple of states in the United States where this particular knife, to carry it in your pocket, is illegal because of its blade length. What? What? Nah. Anyway, I don't do a whole lot of this kind of stuff on this channel, so maybe I'm just getting it all out there. But also, I think Fubar had put a link from the Ruger Firearms Manufacturing Company. If I can go ahead and find that link, I'll also put it down here in the bottom so you can tell people what you think of it. Now, what do I do? Well, you know, first of all, I just live my life. Anybody who comes into contact with me understands my firearm stance, the reasons why, and I'll gladly debate the original intent and the continuing intent, shouldn't even call it the original intent, the continuing intent of the Second Amendment. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. I think there's a lot of purposeful avoidance of the true reason for the Second Amendment out there, maybe because some people are afraid. I mean, if you tell people that, hey, the Second Amendment's there so you can take up arms against an unconstitutional government, yeah, that doesn't sound too nice. A lot of people freak out about that. Well, sorry, blah. There's also that's why there's other limitations that the government has based on the rest of the amendments, the rest of the Constitution. If somebody tells you that they're not going to shut up because they have freedom of speech, are they a subversive? Well, of course not. If somebody who's a firearms owner says, hey, I own firearms because I want to make sure that there can never be a tyrannical government in the United States of America, are they a subversive? Yeah, actually, they're played that way by people. Again, pretzel logic. I don't get into pretzel logic. So, Fubi, I think he also asked, what people are doing. Well, you're seeing it. My channel here at dafrogtoad is not a political channel. There's another channel out there that I'll put in the bottom where I talk about that kind of stuff more. But Fubi's right. Everybody, regardless of your channel, if you have an opinion about this, you should get it out. Let people know how you feel. Let people know where you stand. Obviously, I do that. Geez, what else do I do? I've been training people on and off in firearms use my whole life. I mean, really, that's just the way it is. Other than that, I'm not going to share a whole lot about what I do. It's not for the public. It's for people who know me personally, who I choose to come into contact with personally. But that being said, this video's run on long enough. Thanks, Fubar. And again, Fubarprotocol. And it'll be down there, too, so you can go click on it and check them out. When you go over there, I think you'll like it. You're going to enjoy the videos. There's no doubt about it. Fubi's put out some awesome ones. Anyway, thanks a lot, y'all. Fair winds. We'll see you next time around.